Welcome to SB 405D Project Management. My name is Felicia Frida as an Aqua, and I'll be taking you through this Unit 5 Project Management, Project Integration and Stakeholder Management. Specifically, we're going to focus on Session 2, which is looking at project integration activities in here. By the end of the session, you should be able to describe how a project chapter is developed, explain how project management plan is developed, and describe how the project works are directed and then managed. So like I mentioned in the earlier session, the project charter is actually that document that really authorizes the existence of the project, and that is what provides the project manager with authority to apply the organizational resources to that particular project activities. And so the project charter is seriously essential for any project if you're going to go in there. So it is usually written by the manager who works directly above the project manager. Though a project manager can be the one who creates it, but usually the one who the project manager responds to is the one who usually does the project charter. And so it establishes a partnership between the performing and then the requesting organizations where they are meeting each other halfway. So projects are initiated by the entity external to the project, such as a sponsor, program or project management office staff person, or a portfolio governing body, chairperson, or authorizing representative. So the project initiator or sponsor should be at the level that is appropriate to procure the funds and commit the resources to the project. And so some key and these are three key things you find in your project, three key elements involved in your project charter. We have the statement of work, which is actually going to help you commence work or actually do the work. So it is a tool which is either internally or externally used to govern the project activities performed by the vendors or the department within the project for that particular thing. And so it's a legally binding document, and clients must approve of it before you can actually even start working. Then we also have business cases, and the purpose of the business case is to document the justifications for undertaking a project, usually based on the estimated cost of development and implementation against the risk and anticipated business benefit and savings to be gained. There are also agreements which looks at contracts, memorandum of understanding, letters of agreement, which is supposed to emphasize the initial intentions of the project. And so these legal documents, you may need experts to help you out in there as well. So to develop your project management plan, the first document that has to go in there is your project charter. And you're going to also have outputs from other processes and then organizational process assets as well. So like we made mention of what the project charter is, and we're saying that when it comes to developing this, you also need the project management plan has to integrate subsidiary plans, and this means that all plans or output of various sessions, departments of the project should be what? Collected, analyzed, and then integrated into the project management plan. And then when it comes to the organization as well, standardized guidelines, work instructions, proposal evaluation criteria, change control procedures, and performance measurement criteria are some of the organizational process assets that should be well implemented in any good project management plan. So why the project management plan? How important is this? The beauty about the project management plan is that it helps give a clear objective of the project to all, if not all, or most stakeholders in the project. And it also helps when it comes to risk assessment and engaging strategies to mitigate your risk. It's not all about just identifying your risk. You should be able to put in place measures or have strategies to mitigate these risks as and when they do occur. And the PMP also helps in the right allocation of resources for efficient resource management as well. And it shows the tax dependencies of the various team members for the project completion as well. So, direct and manage project work. We made mention of this earlier as one of the processes in the PMP. And we say that you need to perform activities to achieve the project objectives. There's a need to provide, train, and manage team members who are assigned to the project. There's a need to even obtain, manage, and use resources such as material resources, equipment, and facilities as well. There's a need to establish project communication channels, both internal and external. And there's a need to issue change requests and implement approved changes into the project scope, plan, and environment, and the need to manage risk and implement risk responsive activities. And these are all things we've looked at in the subsequent or the previous sessions here as well. So when you've been able to actually do a good PMP, it would help you come out with deliverables. Deliverables are those things which, so let's say a typical example. So UCC needs a 25 lecture hall building or something. Now you said you're going to construct a modern lecture 25 lecture hall capacity lecture building which has office space and some sort of nice landscape and all those things, but which does not include or excludes furniture and fittings as well. So your deliverable is always obviously going to be 25 lecture theaters. Your deliverables is going to include you having the office spaces and all those things. Those are going to be as a result of what you are doing in there as well. So in typical sense or in clear sense, when we're looking at deliverables, these are unique and then verifiable products or results or quality or capability which you would actually perform and is required to be produced to complete the process or phase of the project. And we have the change request. We made mention that there will be requests to change this, change that, and all those things. And so you need to collect data on work performance, which is relevant to changes which have been done on the project as well. Work performance data, we looked at this in the subsequent slides, which we're looking at raw observations and measurements identified activities which are performed or carried out under the project. And we need to also document everything on the project, and we need to be able to update these documents with things that happen or changes that come in. And there's also the need for the project management plan updates as well. So if we really do the process well, these should be things which when the project team has carefully performed this function, these are some of the outputs which you would receive or you would get from that function. So in this section, we base our discussion on the first three processes or activities in project integration management, which is the development of the project charter, the project management plan, and then directing and managing the project.